Welcome, gentlemen. Hope we can enjoy our time together, and hopefully this tea that comes out is going to taste amazing.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I've been starving.
Yep, I'm looking forward to talking with you all.
Oh look, here comes the tea.
It's about time.
Hi, my name's Kamsa, and I'll be your waiter here today.
Hello, sir.
Your tea?
Thank you.
Thank you. You like it?
What was that for?
The tea was terrible.
Whoa! How can you treat a human being like this?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, stop! Gentlemen, please. Let's just have a peaceful dinner.
Fine. Here, let me help you up. Have a seat here.
For the rest of the night, can we please have no more conflicts?
Well, it was this man's fault. How can you treat a person so badly, solely based on their skin color?
Why not? These Indians are just savages. All they do is take our land. The West is ours, not theirs.
How dare you? Do you know what it's like to be treated like you're worthless? Do you not have any sympathy for us as people? You whites have no clue of what it's like to be tossed around and treated like trash, solely based on your skin color. All we ask is for it to be treated as equals. But people like you are the reasons why we need to fight so hard to get our rights. Why else did the abolition movement happen? Did you think we fought so hard for no reason? Of course not. We African Americans and Native Americans alike deserve as much freedom as you whites.
Oh, cut the crap. The abolition movement was basically an effort to ruin the economy. Our entire industry was thriving single-handedly from the crops in the South. The agrarian economy in the South led to huge profits. And who was supposed to take care and grow these large amounts of crops? Exactly, slaves. The anti-slavery movement was nothing but trouble. It was only going to divide the Union and make everyone angrier. Heck, if slavery continued, we might have even been a stronger country in the present. Just look at how well my presidential term went.
That is absurd. This country was founded by white people for white people. This ideology has continued all the way to the Civil War, which is why non-whites have historically been mistreated. Native Americans were constantly chased out of their lands and homes and were continually forced to move westward, especially because of the Indian Rule Act that you passed. Thousands died during the Trail of Tears. Similarly, Africans were kidnapped from their families in Africa and brought to the U.S. to become slaves. This action was horrific, and thanks to the abolition movement, slavery was brought to an end and paved the way for the U.S. to become a melting pot of different cultures and ethnicities.
Gentlemen, enough. There's no need for this conflict. Why do you guys argue with such intensity? I know, we have not treated natives as well as we should have. But they're their own people. Just like the British and French, we left them alone and we as America prospered. And they did fine. And as for the abolition movement, I'm not too sure. Only thing that we can do is just leave it alone. Gentlemen, enough. There's no need for this conflict. Why do you guys argue with such intensity? I know, we have not treated natives as well as we should have. But they're their own people. Just like the British and French, we left them alone, they did fine, and we as America prospered. And as for the abolition movement, honestly don't know what to say. I think letting both sides have their way is the best way to go. And it's the only way to maintain peace in America and this dinner table. So please, Mr. Jackson, leave Malcolm X and Tecumseh alone.
So you're telling me that we should just leave things the way they are? I think that it is completely within our right to interfere with other people or countries, as long as they have interfered with us in the past. In World War II, for example, Japan had bombed Pearl Harbor, and because of that, we were justified in returning the favor by bombing Nagasaki and Hiroshima with the atomic bomb. I completely agree with that decision. If a country is our enemy or has angered us in the past, we have complete authority to interfere with and or attack that country back in any way. Some may call my approach aggressive, but all I have to say is that it's effective and serves justice. I can relate this to the civil rights movement, in which I believe that violence against the white oppressors was the only way to gain civil liberties for the minorities.
Sorry, Mr. X, but I cannot agree with anything that you just said. I think that bombing another country is absolutely one of the worst things we as America could have done. Have you not learned from anything that I ever told you guys? Look how much conflict that created. I firmly stand by my own words and think that this aggression is not tolerable at all, nor beneficial for us or anyone else.
I'm sorry, but I have to agree with Washington. We natives have suffered a lot under white oppression. The idea of manifest destiny has harmed and affected Native Americans far too much. We deserve a land and nation to call our home. After all we have been through, this is what we deserve. This leads to my stance on this topic, that isolationism is the way to go. If the US decides to stay put and not butt into other countries' business, it will not only help the US, but also other nations.
Who are you to say what the U.S. should and should not do? I hate to admit it, but I actually agree with Malcolm X on this one. I believe in the idea of intervention for the greater good of one's country. People like you should stay in reservations away from us. My policies were great for the country and its people, as they allowed us to move westward, claim vast amounts of land, and establish ourselves as a commercial superpower. This could only have been possible through my support for the common man instead of you natives.
Well, I don't know where this dinner went so wrong, but I hate having to hear all of us argue. We're all part of the same great country and are here to celebrate our successes. The more we tear each other's necks, the more this nation's gonna fall apart. So please, let's just have a great night and make sure that we all keep together.
Well, it was nice talking to you all and expressing our different viewpoints on this topic. Have a good night.